Have you ever felt like you're drowning in the noise around you, the endless flood of opinions, the never-ending expectations, and the constant pressure to keep up with everyone? Now imagine this. Ancient Stoic philosophers, over 2,000 years ago, faced the same human struggles, doubts, and existential questions about purpose and identity that we wrestle with today. Isn't it fascinating how the wisdom from centuries past still resonates with us in our fast-paced modern world? Today, we're diving into the Stoic philosophy, uncovering timeless truths that can help us navigate the chaos of the 21st century with grace, resilience, and inner peace. Whether you're dealing with stress, searching for meaning, or just curious about a philosophy that's withstood the test of time, you're in the right place. Together, we'll explore how Stoicism isn't just a bunch of abstract ideas, it's a practical guide to living more fully, authentically, and serenely. If you're ready to embark on a journey of self-discovery and ancient wisdom, hit that subscribe button. Remember, every part of this video is designed with you in mind, so don't skip any section. Each moment is a step toward becoming a more resilient Stoic version of yourself. 9 Stoic tips for resolving issues with others. 1. Care less about other people's opinion. Isn't it interesting how much time we spend tangled in the web of other people's opinions? We often give up our peace of mind and happiness just to fit into the molds that others create for us. But let's take a moment to pause and reflect on the wisdom of the Stoics. Marcus Aurelius, in particular, emphasized the futility of seeking external validation. He challenged us to question our deep-seated desire to please others, urging us to break free from the chains of approval seeking. Isn't it freeing to realize that the only approval you really need is your own? Think about it when you lay your head on the pillow at night. It's your own thoughts that stay with you, not those of others. So, why not make those thoughts reflect who you truly are, what you believe in, and the actions you've taken? Imagine the freedom of being unapologetically yourself, unmoved by the fleeting opinions or trends that come and go. So, how do we start caring less about others' opinions? It begins with reflecting on your own values. What do you stand for? What truly matters to you? When your actions align with your beliefs, there's a deep sense of peace and authenticity that no amount of external praise can ever match. Plus, embracing your unique self naturally attracts people who appreciate you for who you really are, not for who they think you should be. It's about quality, not quantity. Having a few genuine, meaningful relationships is far more fulfilling than chasing after shallow approval from the masses. It's important to remember that people's opinions are just that, opinions. They're subjective, often reflect more about the person giving them than about you, and are constantly changing. As Marcus Aurelius wisely reminds us, the only true and lasting validation comes from within by living a life aligned with your own values and principles. 2. Be honest. When we talk about honesty, it's easy to think about not lying to others. But Stoicism invites us to take honesty a step further. It's about aligning our actions and words with our deepest values and beliefs. This alignment fosters a sense of integrity and wholeness that creates a peaceful and clear mind. Think about the peace that comes from knowing that your actions aren't just empty performances, but true reflections of your inner self. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, emphasized this by saying that honesty isn't just morally right, it's also practical. Think about it. Dishonesty requires us to remember our lies, cover our tracks, and live in constant fear of being exposed. It's exhausting. Honesty, on the other hand, is simple and freeing. It removes the mental clutter and allows us to live with clarity and ease. But the real kicker is that honesty doesn't just affect how we relate to others, it affects how we relate to ourselves. When we're honest with ourselves about our strengths, weaknesses, desires, and fears, we make space for real growth and self-acceptance. It's like cleaning out your mental clutter to make room for peace, understanding, and deeper connections with those around you. However, embracing honesty isn't always easy. It takes courage and vulnerability. Sometimes it means admitting when we're wrong, facing the consequences of our actions, and owning our mistakes. But the rewards, trust, respect, and a clear conscience are immeasurably valuable. So how can we cultivate this virtue in our daily lives? Start with small steps. Practice transparency in your interactions. Reflect on your day and think about moments when you might not have been entirely honest. Ask yourself why and how you can improve moving forward. Remember, it's a journey. Every step towards honesty is a step toward a more peaceful, meaningful, and authentic life. 3. Don't take things personally. Have you ever felt that sharp sting when someone's words or actions hit you right where it hurts? We've all been there, right? Seneca, with his deep understanding of human nature, reminds us to look beyond the surface. When someone acts in a way that feels hurtful or offensive, it's often not about us at all. People act based on their own perceptions, struggles, and personal history. It's like everyone is walking around wearing a unique pair of glasses that color how they see the world, including how they see you. Think about a time when you might have snapped at someone or acted in a way that didn't feel like your usual self. Chances are, you were dealing with something else entirely: stress, fear, insecurity, or maybe just having a bad day. If we can recognize this in ourselves, why not extend the same understanding to others? This shift in perspective, which Seneca encourages, is rooted in empathy, but also in self-preservation. When we stop taking things personally, we free ourselves from the unnecessary pain of believing that everything people do is about us. It's like laying down a heavy burden. Suddenly, we can breathe easier, move more freely, and live with greater peace. But how do we do this, especially when emotions are running high? It starts with pausing. When you feel hurt or angry, take a breath. Remind yourself that this situation might not be about you at all. This small pause can help you avoid reacting impulsively and give you space to respond thoughtfully. The more we practice this, the more we strengthen our resilience. We begin to realize that we don't have the full picture of what others are going through, and that awareness makes it harder to be wounded by their words or actions. And when we do get hurt, because it will happen, we can treat it as an opportunity to practice Stoic principles. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? By embracing this Stoic approach, we not only protect our peace of mind, but we also open ourselves up to more meaningful and compassionate connections with others. We become less reactive, more understanding, and in turn more connected to the humanity in everyone we meet. 4. Practice patience. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about patience, seeing it not as just sitting idly, but as actively engaging with the present moment, whatever it brings. To him, patience was like donning armor against life's challenges. It transformed irritants into opportunities for growth and calm. Think about the next time you're stuck in traffic. There's a strange kind of freedom in accepting that you can't go faster than the car in front of you. Instead of getting frustrated, why not use that time to listen to music, an audiobook, or just reflect on your day? Sure, the traffic is still there, but your experience of it can completely change. You can turn a moment of frustration into a moment of peace or even enjoyment. Similarly, dealing with a difficult person can also be an opportunity to respond with patience. Instead of reacting with irritation or anger, pause. Try to understand where they're coming from. Recognize that their behavior is likely more about their own struggles than it is about you. This doesn't mean tolerating bad behavior, but responding with composure often eases tension and leads to better outcomes for everyone involved. In Stoicism, patience isn't about resisting life's delays or obstacles. It's about embracing them as part of the journey, not as something to fight against. Every moment of impatience is a chance to practice, to deepen your understanding of Stoic principles, and to nurture a serene mind. So, how can we become more patient in everyday life? Start with awareness. Recognize when impatience begins to bubble up inside you. Then, take a deep breath and remember Marcus Aurelius, who faced far greater challenges with patience and dignity. Another tip is adjusting your expectations. Impatience often comes from things not going according to plan. But if we realize that we're not in control of everything, only our response, we can set more realistic expectations and find peace in life's unfolding. Like a muscle that grows stronger with use, your patience will increase every time you choose it over frustration or anger. The rewards: a calmer mind, less stress, and a reputation of someone who remains composed and thoughtful, even in tough situations. 5. Be an example. Epictetus knew adversity. He didn't just talk about Stoicism in a classroom, he lived it every single day. He encouraged his students to do the same, to make their lives a testament to their values. In a world full of noise, it's about letting your actions speak louder than your words. Imagine the ripple effect you can create by simply living according to your principles. When you show kindness, even in tough situations, others notice. It might inspire them to be kinder in turn. When you maintain your integrity and refuse to compromise your values, you set a standard for everyone around you. And when you face adversity with resilience, staying calm and composed, you become a beacon of hope for those who are struggling. So, how do we become an example for others? It starts with self-reflection. Take a moment to think about the values that truly matter to you. What principles do you want to guide your life? Once you've clarified those, strive to align your actions with your values. Make conscious choices each day that reflect who you are and what you stand for. Remember, nobody's perfect. We all have moments of weakness and slip-ups, but being an example isn't about perfection, it's about striving. It's about putting in the effort to live according to your ideals, even when it's tough. And when you do slip up, it's about owning your mistakes, learning from them, and moving forward with more resolve. Another key to being an example is consistency. It's not about doing the right thing when it's easy or when others are watching. It's about being consistent with your values, whether you're in the spotlight or alone. This consistency builds trust and respect, and it's what truly sets an example for others. So, take inspiration from Epictetus. Strive to live as an embodiment of your philosophy, whether it's kindness, integrity, resilience, or another virtue. Bring it to life in your actions. You have the power to inspire, influence, and make a positive impact on the world around you. Be the change you want to see and watch how your example can light the way for others. 6. Tune out the haters. It seems like everywhere we look, there's negativity, criticism, and the dreaded haters on social media, in the news, and even in our daily interactions. It can be exhausting, right? But guess what? The opinions of others don't have to control your happiness. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about maintaining inner peace in the midst of external chaos. He spoke of the inner citadel, a mental fortress that no external negativity can breach unless we allow it. This idea is incredibly empowering. Think about it. You have the ability to create and maintain a peaceful space within you, no matter what storms rage outside. So, how do we tune out the haters and protect our inner peace? First, it's about recognizing what's within our control. We can't control what others say or do. We can't stop the harsh comments or the rumors, but we can control how we respond. We can choose not to engage, not to internalize their negativity, and not to let it disturb our peace. Another Stoic strategy is to reflect on the intentions behind the negativity. Often, those who lash out are struggling with their own insecurities or issues. Recognizing this helps us avoid taking their negativity personally. Ultimately, maintaining your peace isn't about shutting out the world. It's about protecting your inner calm. By recognizing what's in your control and focusing on your own response, you can safeguard your peace and remain unaffected by the noise around you. Understanding someone else's pain doesn't justify their behavior, but it does provide us with the ability to respond with empathy rather than defensiveness or anger. It shifts our perspective, allowing us to recognize their negativity as a reflection of their struggles, not a reflection of our worth. Practicing mindfulness is an incredibly powerful tool to maintain our inner strength in moments of negativity. When faced with hostile or negative energy, take a deep breath and pause. Remind yourself that this negativity is temporary. It's just a fleeting moment that doesn't have to define your mood or the rest of your day. By staying grounded and present, you can protect your inner peace. Another important aspect of cultivating peace is surrounding yourself with positivity. Engage with content that lifts you up. Connect with people who support and encourage you, and fill your environment with things that bring you joy. Remember, you have the power to curate your own experiences. Choose positivity and let negativity flow past you. Tuning out the critics and naysayers isn't about building walls or becoming indifferent. It's about deciding where to direct your energy and focus. It's about preserving your inner peace and strength, so you can face life's challenges with grace and resilience. 7. Embrace love fully. While Stoicism is often associated with logic and reason, there is a profound space for love within it as well. Seneca reminds us that love isn't just an emotion, it's an action. It's a vibrant, active force that we put out into the world. And here's the beautiful part. The more love you give, the more it seems to come back to you, often from the most unexpected sources. But what does it mean to embody love from a Stoic perspective? It's about approaching every interaction with kindness and goodwill, seeing the humanity in everyone, even those who are difficult to deal with. It's about genuinely wishing for others to be happy and well, regardless of how they treat you. This isn't always easy, especially in the face of hostility or negativity, but it can transform not only your own life, but also the lives of those around you. Being full of love also means practicing forgiveness and understanding. After all, everyone you meet is fighting their own battle, carrying their own burdens. By choosing love and compassion, you lighten their load and your own. It creates deeper connections and a shared understanding of our collective humanity. Moreover, Stoicism teaches us that love isn't limited to our relationships with others. It extends to how we relate to life itself. It's about embracing the journey, twists, turns, challenges, and all with an open heart. It's finding joy in life's simple moments, appreciating the beauty around us, and engaging with the world in a positive, meaningful way. So, how can we bring this loving Stoic mindset into our lives? Start small. Offer a kind word to a stranger. Show gratitude to those you love. Practice thankfulness every day. Reflect on your actions and motivations, ensuring they're rooted in love and kindness. And when you encounter negativity or unkindness, choose to respond with understanding and compassion. Remember, embracing love doesn't mean ignoring the harshness of the world or being naive. It's about responding to challenges with love rather than fear or anger. It's a courageous, powerful choice that leads to true fulfillment, deeper connections, and a life of lasting peace. 8. Stop measuring yourself against others. How many times have you found yourself scrolling through social media, seeing someone else's highlight reel, and feeling like you're falling short? It's all too common in today's world. But here's a powerful Stoic remedy to this pervasive struggle. Focus on your own journey, your personal growth, and your achievements. The wisdom of the Stoics teaches us that the only comparison worth making is with the person you were yesterday, not with anyone else today. When you really think about it, this is incredibly liberating. Imagine letting go of the constant cycle of comparing yourself to others, of worrying about what everyone else is doing and feeling like you're not measuring up. The Stoic perspective invites us to see that your journey is unique. It's filled with its own challenges, victories, and lessons. Embracing this truth allows you to honor your individual path and build a sense of self-worth that isn't dependent on external validation. But how do we apply this wisdom in a world that constantly encourages comparison? First, it starts with awareness. Notice when you're comparing yourself to others. Recognize that feeling of envy or self-doubt when you see someone else's success, and gently remind yourself that your path is different, and that's perfectly fine. Then, celebrate your own progress, no matter how small it may seem. Did you tackle a tough project at work? Did you show kindness to someone? Did you prioritize your well-being? These are all accomplishments worth acknowledging. By recognizing your own victories, you reaffirm that your journey is valuable and meaningful. Another powerful Stoic practice is reflecting on your growth. Take a moment to look back at where you were a year ago, 5 years ago, or even a decade ago. Recognize how far you've come, the obstacles you've overcome, and the lessons you've learned. This reflection not only boosts your self-esteem, but also deepens your appreciation for the unique path you've walked. Remember, the Stoics didn't just measure progress through career success or material wealth. They valued wisdom, virtue, resilience, and inner peace. So when assessing your own progress, consider these deeper, more meaningful markers of growth. Are you more patient than you used to be? More compassionate? More resilient? These are the real achievements that reflect the depth of your personal growth. 9. Cherish your loved ones. In the whirlwind of our daily routines, it's easy to get caught up in the small details, the never-ending to-do lists, and the constant pursuit of personal goals. Yet, Stoicism, with its profound understanding of the human condition, reminds us of what truly matters: the relationships we share with those we love. While Stoicism often emphasizes self-discipline and resilience, at its core, it is deeply concerned with our connections to others and the importance of community. The Stoics recognize that life is fleeting, and every moment with our loved ones is precious, not to be taken for granted. They encourage us to live in the present, to truly appreciate the here and now, and to cherish the people who bring meaning and joy into our lives. So, how can we put this into practice, especially when life feels so busy and distracting? It begins with mindfulness. We need to consciously make the effort to be fully present when we're with our loved ones. It's about truly listening when they speak, engaging wholeheartedly, and showing through our actions that they matter. Expressing gratitude plays a key role here too. Letting our loved ones know we appreciate them doesn't always require grand gestures. It's the small, everyday moments that truly define our relationships. A simple thank you, a heartfelt note of appreciation, or a kind word can make all the difference. These gestures acknowledge the value others bring to our lives and remind them how much they mean to us. Love in the Stoic sense is active. It's not passive or fleeting. It's about showing up, being there for the people who matter in the moments that count. Whether it's offering support during tough times, sharing in their successes, or simply spending quality time together, love is an engaged, intentional act. In our busy lives, it's easy to let relationships take a back seat. We might assume our loved ones will always be there, but the Stoic reminder of life's impermanence urges us to prioritize those relationships, even when other things demand our attention. Cherishing our loved ones means recognizing the irreplaceable role they play in our lives and honoring that with our time, attention, and affection. In the end, the true richness of life comes not from career success or material possessions, but from the bonds we cultivate with those we hold dear. Life's journey is one we share with others, so let's make the most of every moment, embrace every opportunity to show love, and never underestimate the power of being present. Thank you for joining us today at Stoic Journal. Your journey toward wisdom and inner peace is one we're grateful to be a part of. Don't forget to check out the suggested videos on your screen to keep exploring the profound insights of Stoicism. Together, let's continue cultivating lives filled with virtue, resilience, and deep connections. As we close this chapter, remember, the wisdom of the Stoics is not just ancient text. It's a living guide to navigating the complexities of modern life. By embracing these teachings, you choose a path of growth, resilience, and profound inner peace. Thank you for being a part of this journey and for embracing the wisdom of Stoicism in your life.